toss and they batted. Snow bowled better than at any time in the series, and in variety in his first test didn't last long. But Cowper, allotted Laurie's responsibility to anchor the innings, stayed while Redpath, set free to be himself, played the attacking strokes that are his nature. Though he often played and missed, he rarely retrenched. Cowper had founded the innings before he was out. And Walters, with some difficulty and some charity from the English fielders, made a diligent contribution. Redpath chanced his arm and enjoyed his luck until, only 8 away from his first Test century, he played outside the off stump, and this time he didn't miss, but edged. Walters went. But the durable Chapel saw out the day. There wasn't much of the Australian innings except Chapel on the Friday. Brown and Underwood between them rolled it up, but not until it had reached a larger total than the English fieldsman should have allowed. Now came the best of England, not merely their highest opening of the series, but the most commanding. Edrich was reliable and acquisitive, while Roger Prideaux in his first test grew from modesty to command, batted with poised judgment, first established his innings and then challenged Australia for the initiative. He dealt firmly with Mackenzie. He hit off Freeman. And he reduced Connolly to purely defensive tactics. We thought in terms of a century in his first test as he moved to attack Gleeson, when, not middling a sweep, he gave Freeman a catch so difficult it deserved to be as important as it proved. Dexter seemed to pick up Test cricket where he'd put it down 3 years before, but in the turning point of the innings, Jarman called on Mackenzie for his best, and Mackenzie gave it. Rising characteristically to the challenge of Dexter, he first pinned him down, and then, never relaxing his attack, broke through, and he tilted the innings. Graveney and Barrington were content to live out the day. Saturday was a day of heavy going. Barrington just missed his 50. Illingworth soon went. And when the snow was out, England had declined from 209 for 3 wickets to 241 for 9. When, to most people's surprise and everyone's delight, Underwood batted heartily, and Brown rendered him sensible support. Underwood found a defensive stroke for the good ball and a resounding no for anything less. Suddenly the whole scene seemed brighter, And the two had put on 61 for the last wicket by the time Brown was out. So Australia batted again, only 13 ahead. Soon Gravely brought on his spinners. Soon, too, Illingworth's flight and Knott's quickness brought a wicket. Inverarities was the only wicket to fall that night. Redpath and Walters put Australia 105 in front by 6:30. Then, on Monday, Australia truly defended the Ashes. There was a late start through rain and an early finish through bad light. In between, Redpath was out, Walters did his share. Chappell was again determinedly valuable. Sheehan weathered some troubles, but from time to time wickets fell and catches were held. Other chances, though, were missed. When Illingworth and Underwood had finished their work, England needed 326 to win, with 5 minutes less than 5 hours to make them. Soon the main battle was joined. Edrich worked his steady way along. Dexter at first played not only in full confidence, but also in full control, responsible as well as aggressive. The Australian response was entrusted largely to Mackenzie, who maintained high speed for long periods, and Connolly, accurate and lively from 1:15 until decision was all but final at 5:05. And above all, they were wonderfully supported. This was the enduring excellence of the series on either side. And if Sheehan was outstanding as a ground fieldsman, others matched him in eagerness, and the catching was a class ahead of England's. For that alone, Australia deserved to keep the Ashes. And on this last day at Headingley, they were bent on keeping them. They might have attacked through the spin of Gleeson, but Jarman preferred to keep the game tight through pace. England were 61 at lunch, 265 wanted in 3.5 hours. Dexter was pinned down unbearably and at length rebelled against the curve and was out. Edrich forged grittily on, and Graveney played the flowing strokes that are his batting character. They made 53 together before Edrich's sturdy innings came to an end. Barrington took some risks. And Fletcher scored his first test runs in his natural style. But the tightly set and superbly manned Australian field had the last word. 137 to win in 85 minutes after tea was gradually made worse and then impossible, and the hunt was called off. Australia had held the Ashes.